Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I feel so professional saying that, wow.
I know.
I am sitting here with somebody that I have known for a very, very long time, but I'm actually really, really stoked that our paths have crossed again.
I'm Breanna Huckaby. I am a para snowboarder, hopefully competing in Milan Winter Games.
Okay, I know literally nothing about the Olympics, which is
Okay.
sad because I should know more. I just watch it. Like, I grew up watching the Olympics. How do you even make it into the Paralympics?
Such a great question, and honestly, super valid for not knowing, because I didn't know until I joined into the World Cup of international competition.
Okay, cool.
So a lot of people think that when you go to the Olympics or Paralympics, it's like the first time you're with all these other international
That's
athletes.
totally what I thought.
Okay, so no. I compete with these women all season, every season. In order to qualify for the games, I have to do well at all the international competitions leading up to the games.
How many?
Depends. We haven't seen what our qualification process is yet.
They don't even tell you?
Not yet.
They're like, hey, so you have to compete in this, and this. You don't know what they are or how many, but good luck.
Good luck. It's not stressful at all.
How?
Like,
How
I'm
do
so
you-
fine.
How are you fine? I would be I'm here just
I'm
like
not.
talking to you guys and I'm freaking out. I'm like, please don't mess up. Don't say the wrong thing. How?
I just believe that I can do it. Just if I keep telling myself I got it, then it'll make the training easier, and then
So wait, I'm gonna make you
Anyway.
start at the beginning because I find all of this so fascinating. I'm the opposite of an athlete, which I think you know. We have known each other since 2018.
2018.
Sports Illustrated brought us together and we met when you were shooting for the magazine.
Yep.
And I think we met at the launch party.
Yes.
You were a Paralympian then.
That was my first games, and then this will be my third.
So which years have you competed?
2018, 2022, and then 2026.
And when do you know? When do you know if you're going to Milan?
So our games start March 6th, 2026, and we will know probably mid-February.
Wow, that's terrifying.
It is, but like I said, we compete on a world stage for the 4 years leading up, so I already know where I stand, so my chances are really high. It's just gotta keep it up. I think so.
I think so.
But that is the fear of okay, but what if all the other women just magically get significantly better, which could happen because
Yeah.
I think I could magically get significantly better.
Were you always somebody that knew they wanted to compete in these games?
Okay, so no, I did not think I would ever be at the games level as an athlete.
Oh wow.
I grew up doing gymnastics and I was actually really good at it, and my goal was to have a college scholarship and likely was going to make that happen, but then when I was 14 I got cancer, which ended my gymnastics career because the type of cancer I had resulted in the amputation of my leg. I stopped gymnastics, had to figure out my life at 14, which is kind of wild. And
When you're already trying to figure out your life as a 14-year-old.
right, already hard enough.
Yeah,
You know?
middle school, high school, already the worst times in
Yeah.
almost a girl's life. To
Yeah.
also go through not even being able to compete in the sport that you fell in love with.
Right. It was rough. But when I was 15, 16, I was introduced to snowboarding on a hospital trip, which is kind of wild when I really think about it, because my hospital, they would take kids with cancer who lost mobility specifically skiing, and their whole concept was if you can ski down a mountain, which is objectively difficult, then when you get home you'll be able to do the things that feel like a metaphorical mountain, like getting up off the couch and making yourself a sandwich.
Yeah.
And I went on this ski trip. I begged them to let me snowboard because I thought it looked really cool as an above the knee amputee, especially back then. This was in 2011, 2012. It was a little bit it was considered dangerous to have above the knee amputees snowboard, but I begged them. I showed them my athletic track record, and they let me snowboard.
Guys, I can do this.
Yes.
Anyone can do this. I can do this.
I was I can do this, let me. And so they did, and I fell in love with it immediately because it just gave me this power. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
an adrenaline rush, and it was hard, and I really like challenges.
Yeah.
And so I was sign me up for more. And so I grew up in Louisiana.
no snow.
None.
Did you ever go snowboarding before?
No. I'd seen it on TV. I remember distinctly watching the Winter Olympics in a random restaurant bar, and I was whoa, that's so cool. And it stuck in my memory.
Because usually Olympians start young.
Yes.
4, 5, 6. And
Yep.
if you miss that, a lot of people are oh, well, I will never be an athlete. But you started 15.
Yeah. And that's what's unique about the Paralympics is a lot of us became disabled later in life. Many of us were athletes before, but we became disabled in life and then pivoted, or like some athletes are super lucky to have like their sport also align with like the Paralympics.
Yeah.
Like if you were a swimmer, for instance, I mean, swimming is swimming.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
like, yes, you have like the added challenge, of course, of navigating it with a disability, but like the fundamentals of your sport are the same.
Are the same.
Yeah. There are some snowboarders that like had a snowboarding and skateboarding background that lost their leg, came back in, and are just crushing it. It's
Yeah.
like, it's really cool. So like if you didn't play your sport growing up, like you have to work so hard.
10 times harder.
Yes.
I feel like, because on top of that, you're also learning not, like I'm a snowboarder and I'm nowhere near. You could beat me every day, any day, all the time. I am not good, and it is hard enough figuring out how to toe heel, all of that with 2 legs.
Yeah.
Let alone figuring out how to do it after going through that as like a 15-year-old. I honestly could never do that. Like you
No,
are so
you couldn't.
no, it's crazy. Like you locked in. You did.
Yeah, I did.
You fully did. And what were you thinking when you went down the hill when you were 15 and you were like, oh wait, this is fun?
I actually was like, this is really hard and I kind of hate it, but I also love that it's really hard and I kind of hate it. It's like, it was just like this weird love-hate. And honestly, I think the biggest thing is I would look up at the mountain and I would just see people coming down, because I was on the bunny hill for a long time. And I would look up and I'd be like, why can they do it and I can't? That doesn't sit right with me. So I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. And well, what actually also happened is I was learning on this leg, which is my walking leg, and it like swings like this. And I was really struggling. I had gotten like the basics down, but like I couldn't really get much further. And there was a girl who ended up becoming one of my teammates on Team USA, and she was like, do you want to like try my snowboarding leg? And I was like, sure. And so I borrowed her prosthetic leg, which is like crazy to say, borrowed her leg. And
That's actually kind of iconic.
It
That
is.
you're like, girl, hand over the leg.
yeah, she was like, you need help, here's my leg. When that happened, it like everything just clicked. And it was so much easier, and then I could get up onto the lift and like ride the majority of the mountain so fast.
Okay, so you finally learn how to snowboard.
Yes.
When did you go, oh wait, I'm gonna go to the Paralympics and compete?
When I started snowboarding, at the time, it was not in the Paralympics yet. And they were trying to get it into Sochi, and they had just been denied. But they were gonna go to Korea. So I was like, I'm going to Korea. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna crush it. They ended up having Sochi, so I wasn't quite ready for Sochi. But at that moment when I found out Korea was happening, I was like, I'm gonna become a Paralympian. And I was still living in Louisiana.
That's insane.
I was still, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like dedicate all my time to be in the gym, and like this is what I'm working towards. And I remember like telling my friends in high school, I was like, I want to be a Paralympic snowboarder.
What did they say?
They
Were
were
like,
like,
wait, you were a gymnast. What is going on?
And they were like, honey, we live in Louisiana. Like, what are you
Where's this
talking about?
Where
And
are
I
you
was
gonna
like,
train?
yeah, I was like, well, don't worry about it. Like, it's gonna happen. I feel like when you put it out there and you talk about it, I think that's a big thing. And you believe in it. So you talk in it in a way that you believe in. Things happen, they connect. People work together to like support you, especially those that also believe in your vision. And I told my mom about it. I had like such conviction, and she was like, okay, well, like I've always wanted to live in the mountains. And she had just graduated from nursing school.
Yeah.
Like my mom didn't have a job growing up. My dad worked at a refinery plant. And so like to be like, hey, like let's go get a second mortgage situation. It was rent. That was such a big ask. But my mom, she was like, you know, we'll find a basement apartment. I'll get a job as a nurse. Like,
wow.
And she funded that for me. And then I moved to Utah, where we learned to snowboard.
Yeah.
And she was like, I can only be here until you graduate high school. So that was about a year and a half. I was 16.
Wow.
And then when I graduated high school, she was like, okay, you're on your own. Like, sink or swim, baby. And I swam. I figured it out. I got multiple jobs for a long time and kept going and just believing that like I could build something with this beyond the sport, which I loved the sport, but I really wanted to like build a career out of it so that I could have longevity in it.
How old were you when you actually got your first Paralympics? When they were like, yep, you're competing?
Well, I was 22 when I won, or like I was 22.
Wow. So from 16 to 22, you were training?
Yeah. I mean, that was like, well, that was actually a whole other thing, because I ended up getting pregnant when I was 19.
Oh, wow.
And I had my daughter when I was 20. And so it was like a comeback story after a comeback story, and a lot of like figuring out. But honestly, when I got pregnant, that was when I was like, at first I gave it up. And then I was like, no, I want to show my daughter that like we can keep going, and we can make things happen for ourselves. But I was like, I'm gonna make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just doing this selfishly. Like, I'm going to build something for her and her life and her future.
So like you go and you train, and then you finally make it. You said 22.
Yes.
Was your first games. What was that like? Like getting to be there and like actually seeing that your dream has become a reality because of all the hard work that you put in.
Yes. It was like a both and situation of like, it was both incredible and like, it felt like an immense weight had been lifted off of me of like, I did it. But then I actually ended up like not feeling super great.
Really?
Yes. So I had like the excitement because I did something that I put my mind to, but what I didn't know at the time is the way that I was chasing my goals was actually negatively impacting my mental health, my life balance. Like I went about it in the way that I was taught to, which is, you know, put your head down, grind, don't have any distractions, sacrifices are a must, like keep going,
Like
keep going.
chase.
Yes, like this is the only thing that matters. As a young mom, as I had just gotten engaged to my husband, I realized that like I wasn't living my life.
Yeah.
Like I was chasing something, and then I didn't know it at the time, but I was really hoping it would give me this sense of self-worth.
Yeah.
Like once I got this, I will feel good, happy,
I'll be
intrinsically
valuable.
good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Which it didn't.
Yeah.
And so I told myself for the next 4 years, because I was going to go for another games, that I was going to do it different. I got a therapist. I unlearned that all of the how you're supposed to chase success. I relearned how I wanted to chase success, but I was really scared that I couldn't be successful without, you know, having that negative,
Cutting out everything. Like
Yes.
only focusing. We see that in my
Yes.
career where, you know, I've even done it, where it's like you just bury your head in and you film. Your family calls, you don't answer. There's, you know, an event with your friends, you don't go because you're filming. And if you're not filming, somebody else is filming more, they're going to be more successful. It's a really hard pattern to get out of.
Yeah.
Like
and
it's very hard.
it
You
is.
feel lazy almost.
Yeah, and you're like unworthy,
Yes.
right? Like it just kind of kept like, it just keeps that like unworthiness cycle going. I mean, we talk about it's the journey, but I'm like, okay, that's great, but how do I enjoy the journey? I want to enjoy the journey.
The journey is hard.
It's so hard.
To anything.
It goes, you know, like we just talked about, like
Yep.
it's great and then it's really hard,
Yep.
and then it's great and then it's and it's like I don't want to enjoy the hard.
No, of course. You're like, let's get past the hard
Yes.
so that I can get to the good, and then hope that it's only up from
Yes.
here. And then you get hit with something harder.
Right,
Yeah.
because that's just not how it works. And I've learned too, I might not enjoy the hard, but I can at least be in the hard.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to like run through it. So when I dropped into my Being Solemn event, my first run, so there's 2, you get 2 runs for time.
Okay.
And after my first run, I went and then 3 other girls went after me. When I went, I was moved to first. And then these 3 girls, I didn't know it at the time, had beaten my time. So I was going into the second race sitting in 4th without a medal, and I told my coaches, I was like, I don't want to know where anyone else is. I told myself, I was like, win or lose, this is enough, I am enough. And I ended up getting a faster time than everybody. I won. It was crazy. When I came down, I go, did I get on the podium?
What did they say? Do you
They're like,
remember?
honey, you're winning.
They're like, honey, you are the podium.
Yes. I was like, oh my god.
You said you won bronze?
I won bronze in snowboard cross.
Okay, so you left with a gold medal and a bronze medal.
Yes. So many years backing up the work, so many years. But like, for me, I don't know, I'm very proud of it, of course. But like, it doesn't define me, not to like sound, I don't know, but it just like, it was a moment in time. I'm so proud of it, but like, it's not
who
me.
you are.
Yeah, exactly. That medal is not who I am.
Yes.
And like, the award isn't who I am. Yeah.
What's a word of advice that you'd give to somebody that might be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, sitting there going, well, I'm not her, I'm not that strong, I'm not that mentally strong, I don't have the support of my family, maybe I don't have the closest friend group, but I'm dealing with something, I'm struggling with something, and I really want to make those dreams happen, but they just seem impossible. Like they really just, I can't do it.
You're stronger than you think, for sure. Nothing is impossible. You are worthy and deserving of going for those things that you care about and that you love. And there's no time limit to reach your goals. So if right now isn't the time, and maybe you don't have the resources or the space to go for what you want, doesn't mean that you never will. It just means it's not the right time. Never stop dreaming about it. Keep making a plan, like keep putting it out there for yourself, because if it's not gonna happen now, you can make it happen later.
You're incredible.
No.
Now tell them your handles so that they can go follow you and follow your journey and cheer you up.
At Bren, BREN _ Hucks, HUCKS.
I'll put it right here so that you can just click on it. and cheer her on. Send her a message of encouragement. She's an incredible person. I cannot wait to see you dominate the games. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
You're gonna kill
This
it.
was so great.